Is it on your action or just me to start?
You can just.
Okay.
Are you gonna do an action?
I mean, I'm kind of used to action. I'm just kidding. I'm good. Hi, my name is Nathan Hale Williams, and this is LA Year One. My LA story is non-linear, like so many people. I decided to move to LA over lunch and drinks with my friend Jussie Smollett and my friend Jania Frederique, and they convinced me to move here. I decided at that moment it was time. The year before, I had made a decision to transition from being a producer, entertainment lawyer, to being a writer, director, producer, and much more of a content creator. I'd had a really great, successful career in New York City. I thought it was time, and it would be the best place for me to really launch my creative side of my entertainment journey. So I decided April 28th that I would move to LA. I went back home to New York, where I had been living for the past 14 years, and I broke my leg in several places 5 days later. I had a 9-hour surgery, it put me out of commission. I ended up going to my hometown of Chicago to recover and to heal and do physical therapy, where my mother, who's retired, could take care of me. Almost a year later, come February, which is my birthday month, I just made the decision. I said, you know what, it's time for me to go to LA like I had decided the past April. And so I just set a date, March 15th. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have a job. I had, my savings, and that was it. But like I said, I'd been very, very successful in New York, and so I wasn't too worried. And also I had my law degree. That first year was something rough. It was not at all what I expected. I think having had so much success in New York, I expected LA to move quicker. And I have to admit, LA was one of those places where I didn't really like it when I used to visit. I thought New York was the center of the world, and I had adopted New York as my home. And LA was so different from New York that every time I came, it seemed like something catastrophic would happen. Like I had my car stolen here once. Every time I would come to LA, my best friend Andrea would pray because something always went wrong. So LA was not something that I ever even contemplated until I started being a content creator. And when I first got here, I had just released my first novel, and so I went on a book tour. So I was kind of couch surfing, which was weird because, like I said, I'm a entertainment lawyer, and here I am couch surfing with not a real place to live. But I wouldn't say that I was homeless. That was not the case. I just was on a tour, and so when I would come back to LA, I would stay with a friend of mine. In any event, when I firmly planted myself in LA, let's say I moved here March 15th, I firmly planted myself in LA after being on tour for the book in October of that year and moved into my place. That following February, I turned 40. I didn't realize until I turned 40 how lonely I was during that first year here in LA. Work was not coming like I wanted it to come. I had ended up having to go and do temporary legal work, which is not the most fulfilling thing after you've been practicing at a high level for a while, but it paid the bills and it kept food in my mouth. But right before I was able to secure that, I had an interview to do the temporary legal work, which I didn't want to do in the first place. But then right after that interview, I went to LA Fitness to interview to sell memberships. And I remember that moment, and I remember humbling myself to go into that interview. Someone who had done very, very well in school, like I said, been very successful as a producer and an entertainment lawyer. Here I was about to embark on being a fitness membership salesperson because that's what I needed to pay the bills. Luckily, as soon as I had accepted the position at LA Fitness, as soon as I got home, the agency called me and I was hired to do legal work. And I have to say, my year one experience extended for a while. After my 40th birthday, I kind of had a meltdown and I wrote this film called 90 Days, 4 days after my birthday, after locking myself in my house and with a bottle of Tito's and kind of drowning in my, like, what did you do? Why did you leave your great life in New York City to come and struggle? And it propelled me to write this film called 90 Days. And 90 Days literally changed my life. It firmly cemented me as a writer, director, and went on to win numerous awards, including awards at Cannes and an African Oscar, and kind of changed people's perception of me from being an entertainment lawyer and producer and writer to a writer-director. And if it hadn't have been for that struggle leading up to my 40th birthday and then my 40th birthday, I never would have had the emotional energy that I put into 90 days, which literally, like I said, changed my life. So now that's what I do for a living. I am a writer-director. I've directed for Sesame Street. I just finished another film that I wrote and directed called Burden. I'm getting ready to write and direct the feature film based on my novel, written right before I moved here, called Ladies Who Lunch and Love. And that's how I make my living, and I'm thriving. And what kept me in LA was that I'm a person that never gives up. I don't ever give up. I keep going until I either win or I can't go anymore. But I don't personally ever give up. Oprah has a saying that once she committed, her mind to something, she can't imagine what would make her give up. And that's kind of my approach to my time here in Los Angeles. I knew that it would get better. I knew that if I continue to apply the work ethic that I've always applied, and I knew God had given me a talent that was connected to my purpose, that it would pay off. And also, it's just freaking beautiful here, and the quality of life is so much better. Even in my broke days, when I first moved here, my quality of life was so good because the sun shines every day. And I just love Los Angeles now. I couldn't imagine moving back to New York, and I honestly couldn't imagine living in any other place in America going forward. My mom has even moved to Los Angeles. So it is a city of big dreams. A lot of people come here with big dreams and then they go home because they've had their dreams crushed and they expect it to happen immediately. And I can say, with someone who came here with credits and a long resume and bio, and a lot of success, I still had to go through that first year where LA kicks your butt. And I'm better for it, and it has helped me creatively. It has helped me even grow in my confidence in myself, and I wouldn't trade my first year in LA for anything.